Hi, I am Bhavik Thakkar. Welcome to Btitude. If you are more comfortable with Hindi language, please hit the I button and go to the Hindi version of the same video. And in case you are comfortable with English, let's carry on. Well, in first video of percentage, we understood what exactly percentage is all about. Next thing we understood that how we can actually convert fractions and percentage into one another. Next we understood the table, that if we memorize that table, it will become very easy for us to calculate percentages. And I gave you the trick how to memorize this table easily. Well, next thing we understood that there are two basic kind of calculations that are required to carry out any percentage questions. Well, conceptually we understood how exactly we can calculate them. But in this video, I am going to talk about the SWIFT technique, the technique which will give those answers quickly. Alright, at last we understood how to answer those what percentage questions. That means if we actually understand the definition of percentage without mugging up any other formula, we can answer all those what percentage questions. Well, in this video, we are talking about quick calculations. Now, for quick calculations of percentage, I have got two techniques. One technique will give you the approximate answer within 2 to 3 seconds. And I mean it, within 2 to 3 seconds, you can answer all those questions. The thing is that that particular answer would be approximate. But still, it would be very good approximate answer. But in case the options are very close, I have got another beautiful technique. And that is something which is very unique to Btitude. You will not find that kind of a technique anywhere else, where you would have to invest another 10 seconds and you will be able to get the very precise answer with approximation method. So all this coming up now. Alright then, without much ado, let's start with our video. Well, first of all, we know that these are the two types of calculations for which we might need approximation technique. Alright, so we will look at them one by one. So let's first understand how we can find any percentage of a number quickly. Alright, now as I told you earlier, before actually attempting this particular question, I'll be telling you that there are two methods, right? First is just rough approximation, and second one is precise. Now what happens is 90% of the times that rough approximation trick will do. I mean, it will give you enough close answer so that you don't have to go for the precise approximation. Rough approximation would be good enough in 90% of the cases. But for the other 10% of the cases where the options will be very close, we will have to understand how to do the precise calculation, and that too with approximation technique. Alright. Now first of all, how do you answer this? Look, there are various methods that you will see, but how you can actually do it approximately, right? Because rough approximation will do. Look, how you can do it, you will have to balance it out. So you need round figures, right? If it is round figure, you can easily calculate, you know that. If it would have been 50%, it would have been easy for you. Right? So look, one thing is precise. Precise is what? You exactly calculate 50% plus 4% to you add them. That is precise method, which everybody knows. But you can actually balance it out as well. You can actually reduce this to 50%, right? Now if you reduced it, you will have to increase this. Are you getting this? If you reduce this one, you will have to increase this one around. If you reduce it by 4 on 54, 4 is what you have reduced, so you will have to, this is 5500, right, roughly, so you will increase around 500 to balance it out. Are you getting it? So 6000. So if you now understand, now it's very easy, around 3000. Are you getting? This is pretty rough approximation, but that wouldn't take more than 2 seconds. The thing is that because options might be not that close, so sometimes you can get away with this. Are you getting this? So you can easily understand that you reduce this and you increased it a bit. That has to be balanced. That is one thing. You cannot just say this is 10,000, this is 50%, right? If it was reduced by 4%, roughly 4 to 54 is something like 500 to 5468, right? It's somewhat similar. That's how we must be able to do it. And this is just rough approximation. What happens is, if the answer is 3000, right? Now, if there is no other answer between 2800 and 3200, your job is done within 2 seconds. Getting this? In case there are more options, we'll have to approximate. That is another way. But first, this basic approximation. How do we do it? Just balancing the things. We would say 50%, 6000, 3000, right? The answer is 3000. The answer would be somewhere near 3000. This is the first rough approximation which wouldn't take more than 2 seconds. Next step. In case there are more options close to 3000, then we wouldn't have wasted this time anyway. Even these 2 seconds are precious in time, and we wouldn't have wasted this our time on this rough approximation, right? We would do a bit precisely. How can we do it? Because 54%, now what will be easy? You can do it in further different ways as well. You can do 60 minus 6%, you can do 50 plus 4%. There are various ways you can do it. But I think 50% is easy. 50% is nothing but, we can understand 54, 27, 68, 34. This is 50%, right? And 4% is nothing but, we know for any number, this is very good approximation technique. For any number, you should be able to know 10% of this number would be 546.8 and 1% of this number would be 54.68. We must be able to know this. This is pretty damn normal thing, right? Again, for 10% you remove one last digit, so 546.8. For 1% you remove 2 digit. I think this is something that we all know. Fine. So here 50% plus 4% would be nothing but 54.68 into 4. So 54 into 4 is 216, right? 54 into 4 is very simple, 216 plus around 3.68 into 4 would be around, I would say 3. So it would be around, what was that? 216 plus 3 is 219. Now this is nothing. 27 plus 2, 29 and 53. Right. So as I told you, it was near 3000. Now this is pretty precise. In case the options were like 2950, 2967, right? 2953, 2967, 2980, 3010, something like that, then this wouldn't work. You will have to do it a bit precise manner. So 50% plus 4%, and there is not a single way to do it. You could have done it like 60 minus 6 as well. It all depends upon you. Fine. So don't worry about it. You could have actually done it. Let us assume it is 5500, right? You could have done it like this as well. Various ways. So 60% would be 550 into 6, 3300. So 3300, this is 60%. Minus 6% would be 330, right? Because 6% would exactly be 10% of it. So this would be nothing but 2970. But this answer is of 5500. The original number was 5468. So 32 you added, right? So 32 is 50%, around 16, 17 you should deduct. 17 you should deduct. It would also give you the same answer. So there is not a single way. What I am telling you is, you must be able to think of your own way. I can here just guide you. You will have to practice it out. Fine. There is not a single way that this is the only way it can be done. No. Fine. The method you have to understand. The first method is to balance it out. Increase one, decrease one. That is if the options are not that close enough, you can do rough approximation. That is one thing, which would take hardly 2 seconds. But if you have to invest 10 seconds, for example, if the options were very close, you would say, okay, 50 plus 4, 50 plus 4. Hardly it would take 10 seconds. With good amount of practice, you will end up with this answer within 10 seconds, right? Or else you can also do 60 minus 6, or else you can also do, so what I did, I actually break here, 5500 minus 32. Are you getting this? So either you can have a break here, 50 plus 4, right? You can have 50 plus 4, 60 minus 6 break here, or maybe you can have break here as well. You can break this number into 2 parts. So I said, and I also break here 60 minus 6, right? So I said 60% of 5500 minus 6% of 5500. I got it, and then I thought 32, 54% of 32, roughly a bit more than half. So I said 16 plus 1, 17. Fine. So that is how I can also get the answer. So this is what you need. And all this should have been done within 10 seconds. That depends upon your practice, right? Here, let's take another example just to understand this. 79% of this, how would you do it? Now we know, right? Roughly would be 80% of 5,000, right? 80% of 5,000 would be nothing but 4,000, right? If there are more options close to 4,000, then we won't do this. But if the options were not very close enough, we can just approximate around 4,000. Getting this? Now, in case the options are very close, how will we do it? Obviously, this will be 80 minus 1, right? And 80% we won't do something like just roughly. In case the options are very close, we will actually understand that 80% is nothing but 20% less. So, we will have to deduct 1/5 of it. Fine. So, that would be 1047 roughly, right? So, it is very easy. 4 to 9. Now, look, you have to understand this. You should be good at understanding that 80% is nothing but less 20%. And then for 20% it is 1/5. So, 1/5 of this number, you should be able to do this quickly. Getting this? And once you do this, so it would be 4,190, right? 4,000. If it would have been 1037, it would have been 4,200, 10 less. So, 4,190. So, this is what? This is 80% and minus 1% we all know. We all know it is 52.37. So, minus 52 will give you 4190. It would be 4138, right? And don't do it from this side. You must be able to do it from this side. That addition and subtraction, fine, that is more important for the speed purpose. So, 4138, we said roughly 4,000 anyway, right? We said roughly 4,000, but if the options were closer, this would help, fine. But 90% of the times, many a times, that particular method would help. 80%, so you know it has to be balanced. You increased it here, you have to decrease it there. Yeah, we actually decreased a bit more, right? Because here just we added 1%. We decreased a lot there, so I knew that answer would have been something more than that, whatever we will get. So, more than 4,000, it is actually 4,138 if we calculate it with the precise approximation method. It will give us pretty precise answer. This would be pretty precise answer, fine. Are you getting this? Again, what I did, I understood 79% as 80 minus 1. Now, how would I calculate 80%? If the options are very close, it all depends how much close the options are. If it is very close, then I would exactly deduct 1047, exactly 1/5. You can divide it by 5. It's not a big deal. Once you do this, 1% is nothing but 52.37, roughly 52, you get your answer. This would be pretty close, right? Alright, so this is all about practice. So, we are practicing more and more questions and you have to actually practice a lot on your own. All I can do is I can just give you some guidelines, right? Here, 93% what we will do? Whatever the number is minus 7%, right? And 7% you can also say 1 by 16 around, right? Okay, first of all I forgot. First of all, what we can do is we can actually make an adjustment in case we know 54,000, 7% would be roughly like 7%, we all know, right? 7% you have to deduct. So, 550 into 7, roughly it is 550, right? 1% is 550 into 7 will be 3750. So, 3,000 something, so around 51,000. Within 2 to 3 seconds, 51,000 should be your answer. 51k, yani 51, that means 51,000. Are you getting this? What I did? I know that 93% means 7% less. Now, before doing anything, if the options are not very precise, options are not very close, what I can do is, I can say, okay, 7% is 550 into 7, right? 550, 548.72. To be very precise, it is actually 548 into 72. But roughly, you can say 550 into 7, 3750. Are you getting this? That you have to be very quick with your basic calculations. So, or 3850 actually, right? 550 into 7 will be 500 into 7, 3500, 50 into 7, 350. So, 3850. So, 3800 roughly minus, so that would be 51,000. This is not the exact answer, but it should be around 51,000, not very much far, right? But if you really want to find it out, in case the options are very close, then and then only you will have to do this. Otherwise, 90% of the times this will be good enough. Then you will say, okay. Then I would say, okay, 548.7 into 7. That you don't have to do it. You will say, okay, 550 into 7 you already know, right? 550 into 7 you already have deducted almost. So, 550 into 7 is 3850. You don't have to do it. You should be able to do it. 550 into 7 means 500 into 7, 3500 plus 350, 3850. You should be able to do it like this. But then it is not 550. It is actually 1.3 lesser. 1.3 into 7 will be 9.1. So around 9 less than that. So it would be actually 3841. And if you actually deduct 3841 from this, your answer would be much precise, right? So this you can do actually, right? 51031. This would be pretty close. 51,000 we anyway said. 51,031 would be pretty close answer. Very much precise. Fair enough. So it's all about practice. You have to do this practice first. First we'll balance it out. Look, here also you can do, not always balance it out. You can also understand this is 1/6, near to 1/6. And this is 2400, right? So we'll say 1/6 of 2400 is pretty easy. Are you getting this? I said 1/6 because 16.66%. I decreased it a bit and I increased this a bit, 2400. And it is very easy, around 400, right? So roughly 400 is pretty good answer. 90% of the times answers won't be within the space of 3, 4, 5. But in case the answers is within the space of 10, right? If there are more options in between 390 and 410, then we would be confused, right? Then we will have to actually understand that how exactly can we do this. Getting this? Roughly, you know, 1/6. You should be knowing that 1/6 is roughly 16.66%. The table, right? 1/6 is what? 16, 2/3%. If you know this 16.66%, then it would help you here. All right. So another way, if options are much close, 390 and 410, 3 options are in between them, for example, then what we will do, we will have to be a bit precise. Still we will be breaking up, right? We are going to break it up. So this is nothing but 16.66 plus 1/3, right? Plus 1/3 of a percent, 0.33. We all know this. So 1/6 we all know. We will exactly do it 1/6, not like 400. We are going to do it exactly. 6 into 3, 18, 556, 6 9s are 54, 227, 6 into 4, 24.5, right? Minus is what? 1/3 of a percent. So 1/3 of a percent means 1% is 23.6, roughly 24, 1/3 of that would be 8. So minus 8. Are you getting this? This would give you pretty close answer. This would be 386.5. Are you getting this? So this one was a bit like here and there, 10, 15 here and there. But this would give you the exact answer. Are you getting this? How I did it? Again, what I did was I break it here. 17% is nothing but 1/6 plus 0.33%, because 1/6 is 16.67% anyway, plus 0.33% would make it 17%. And 1/6 you can divide this by 6 and you can get this answer, right? And 0.33% is nothing but 1/3 of 1%. So I said 1% is 23.67, almost 24. 1/3 of it would be 8. Oh, sorry, it was plus. Sorry, it's my mistake. It was plus, right? I did it minus. So if it was plus, obviously it would be 402.5. So it would be even. Sorry about this. Fine. Because you know, when we are talking, when I'm explaining, I'm not that focused, obviously, because I'm doing two things. I'm not only calculating that, I'm also explaining to you. I'm teaching you because I have to convince you. I have to make sure that you are learning. It's just not that I'm teaching, right? I have to make sure that you are learning as well. Are you getting this? So it would be addition, because it was 1/6 plus 0.33. By mistake I said minus is plus. So it was very close anyway. Actually, I was surprised when I got 386, because I initially said that it has to be within 10, maybe 5 even. When I got 14, 15, 13.5 lesser, I thought, how the hell that came? But anyway, now we are much closer and the answer is this. Getting this? So this was approximate. You can get it within 2 seconds. This is something you would have to invest 10 seconds for. Alright. What about this one? Now look, I have made it a bit difficult now with the decimals. You would say, sir, what if there are decimals? Doesn't matter for approximation, right? Doesn't really harm. You can simply say, you can save 25%. You increased it a bit. You will decrease it a bit, 8,000. So around 2,000, right? Are you getting this? It's pretty easy. Shouldn't be a question. Around 2,000. Yeah, if there are more options close to it, within, I would say 50 here or there, then you would have to think, because here I might have decreased a bit more, but maybe more than 2,000, right? but around approximately. Now we will have to do it in case there are more options which are closer to this, then we might have to think. What we'll think? This is nothing but 25% minus 1.5%. Yes or no? Fine. So 25% is very easy to find out. Just divide it by 4. So 4 2s are 8, 0, 4 6 are 24, almost 70. Okay, right? Just 8280. So it is 4070, 2070. Sorry, this is 1/4 minus 1.5. We all know 1% is 82.79, right? So 1.5% would be plus half of it, plus 41.40 will make it 124.2, around 124, right? So this answer would be, are you getting this? 1946, right? So this is it. This is how you should be able to do this. 1946, it was 2000. I said around 50 here or there, right? Around 50 here or there. So the real answer was 1946. Are you getting this? I hope you are comfortable with this. This is what you need to do. First, just rough approximation. In case the options are not that close, your job is done. But in case the options are pretty close, you will have to break somewhere. So here it was easy, 25 minus 1.5. And then you should know the tricks. And practice is something that you have to do. I cannot help it. Alright then, here, pretty easy, right? Around what? 30%, right? We increased it a bit. We will increase it to say 47,000, right? So we know 470 into 3. Oh, sorry, 4,700 into 3. 10% into 3 is nothing but 30%. So 12,000, 14,100. Fine. Are you getting this? Fine. This is all it requires. You have to, this shouldn't take more than, I would say you can also say like 30% of 47,000. So 4,700 into 3. You don't actually need to do all this. You can do it in your mind. 4,000 into 3, 12,000 plus 2,100, 14,100. All can be done in your mind. Right now I am explaining, that is why I am writing it all. So once this balancing thing is done, you know that it is around 14,100. In case the options were far, not I mean very close, then you would have done it. You would have got your answer within 2 to 3 seconds. Maybe 5 seconds here, it was a bit difficult, could be. But when the options are closer, then we would have to do it a bit more, with bit more care. Like 30%, right? 30% would have to exactly do it 4809 into 3. Are you getting the 30%? It's the same process. 30% minus 0.75%. Are you getting this? Fine. So 30% will be a bit careful now. If the options are very close, you would say, okay, 4,809 into 3. It's easy. Fine. 12,000, 14,427. 14,427. Are you getting this? How I did it? 4,000 into 3, 12,000. 800 into 3, 2,400. So 12,000 plus 2,400, 14,400, and 9 into 3, 27. So this is 30%. But all this should have been done in your mind. And minus 0.75%. Now what is the 1% of this? 480, right? 480 is 1%. 0.75 is nothing but 3/4. So are you getting this? 120 into 3, 360. So this is something you should be able to do quickly in your mind. You should be able to strike that okay, 0.75 is nothing but 3/4 of 1%. Fine. So 1% is 480, 3/4 is actually 360. Deduct it and you should be getting 14,067. Fine. So I said 14,100 anyway, which was pretty close. But in case the options were too close, you would have to invest around 10 seconds more and you can get it. But when 10 seconds, when you will practice a lot. Getting this? Fine. Without practice, it will take as much time as I am explaining you. Because I am explaining you, that's why I am taking lots of time. For example, let's take next question, just directly. I would say 80% of 5,600. And that is very easy, right? 5,600, 80% is nothing but 20% less, right? So I would say 1120 less, and that would be 4,500 minus 20. So 4,480. Are you getting this? So this balancing act is very important. First thing first, we would say decrease it here, increase it here. Getting this? So we decrease it here something we here increased. almost it is balancing, and then we say okay, this into 80%. This is when the options are not that close, then you can do it. Getting this? Otherwise you will have to do it pretty accurately. But if the options are not that much close, you can get this answer. Now, if the options were really close, then 80% you would exactly divide it by 1/5. 80 is nothing but 20% less. So actually 1/5 would be 5 ones are 5, 0, 8, 5. So it would be around 4338, right? Look, you should be able to do it from this side and not from the other side. That is how your time will, that calculation I have actually done it. If you want to check it out, there is a I button and you can actually go to the video where I will tell you how you can actually do it like this. Fine, that will save you lots of time. Alright, so it would be around 4338, right? Just because I was explaining, I'll have to just check it again. 5354, yep, that is perfect. Now, this is something you have got 80%, but you have to add plus 1.67%. 1% is nothing but 54 and 67% is what? 2/3, right? So it would be around 36. So 54 plus 36 would be around 90. So plus 90 would be 4428. Fine. So this is what, and again it shouldn't be done from this side, should have been done from this side. This is how you can actually do it. So hopefully this would be pretty close. This was anyway, we calculated this 4480. If the options were not very close, within 100 here and there, you could have done this, right? But if the options were very close within the range of 100 of this number, then you would have to do it accurately and you will get this answer. Fair enough? Alright. Let's check it out, another one. I would say roughly 50% of 7600, just roughly, because here I have increased a lot, then I would have to decrease there a lot, right? So roughly, so it would be 3800. This would be quite rough. Look how I am balancing this, because here 4 for 46, are you getting this? 4 for 46 is like 8 for 85, right? 4 for 46 is like 8 for 85. So 8500, so 800. So 800 I deducted roughly, right? It could be around a bit more, maybe 3850 or 3860, I don't know. Fine. But just roughly, if within 200 there is not any other option, we can do like this as well. Fine. Yep. Now, how exactly can we do it in case the options are very close? We will say 50%, it's very easy, right? 50% to do is very easy. 4300 minus 3. Fine, minus 3.5 to be precise, but it's okay. 4296.5 to be very precise. It would be 50%. Now look, I went from this side, not from that side. I didn't actually divide. I said 8600, so 4300 minus 3.5, half of 7. So that is how I can do it. So this is what 50%, but we have got minus 3.6% more, right? 3.6% more you have to deduct from this. So look, 3%, let us keep 1% is 86. Can I say 85.93 is 86? 86 into 3 would be 258. So 258 and 0.6% would be around, I would say 50. So how much was it? Because I was talking, I actually missed it. Okay, again 85 into, where were we? Okay, 86 into 3, 240, 258, 258 plus 50, 258 plus 50 would be 90, 258 plus 50 would be 308. So just deduct 308 from this. This would be pretty accurate, right? And you can actually say here 8, okay. 1 here or there shouldn't be a big harm. So now 4298 minus 308 would be 3998 minus 08 would be 90. So 3930. Fine. I told you around 200 here or there it would work, right? And that is exactly 190 plus. Are you getting this? I hope you are comfortable with this. I also told you that it would be a bit more than this, but I didn't know how much more. Fine. So this is how you can actually do this. All you need to do is to break the numbers. Like 50 minus 3.6%, 50% was easy. 3.6% was easy too. 85 into 3. Getting this? 86 into 3 actually we did. 86 into 3 would be 258 plus 0.6%, I said roughly 50. So 258 plus 50 would be 308. We just deducted it and got to our answer. Alright, next one. So it is all about practice. All I am doing right now is to help you out, like how exactly I am doing it. If you can understand how am I doing it, then you will find your ways as well. Fine. Roughly, how will we do it? Roughly, we'll increase it a bit here, 75% of 2800. We know 3/4, so 2100. Right, this is roughly, rough approximation. It could be 100 here and there, right? But if the options are not that close, this would help. And I'm writing this just for you. You would actually say 75%, 3/4 of 2800, 2100. Actually, I have increased it here a bit. Maybe I have not decreased there as much, maybe, but it would be still pretty close. Let us check. Let us check how will we be doing it if the options are pretty close. This is nothing but again 75% minus 1.13%. Now 75% is nothing but 3/4. So 1/4 is 711, right? 711 into 3 would be 2133. That is 75% and 1.13%. So what is 1%? 1% would be 28, right? And 13% is actually 1/7. So around 4. 28 plus 4 would be 32. So you would say minus 32. It would be 2101. Look, we said this would be pretty close in here. This was sheer luck that we were very close. I didn't know we were this close. But the real answer would have been 2101 around. So actually this answer was pretty good too. Just like by chance, I even didn't know. Alright, are you getting this? So I just thought maybe because you know we didn't have much of the gap, like we added something here, it was just a little bit. So it worked. Alright. Okay then, I hope you are enjoying this. So all you have to do is first balance it out. In case the options are not very close, you can balance it out. You can find your answer within 2 to 3 seconds. And if the options are quite close, you will have to do the precise calculation like this. Fine? Alright then. I hope this particular concept is clear now. Let's move on to the second part of calculation, which is very important. Alright? This is something where we have to find out what is one number as a percentage of another number, and this is something which is asked in every exam. Like in data interpretation, it is the most important part. Like what percentage of your production is exported, what percentage of your salary or income is spent, what percentage of salary is your savings. So one number is what percentage of another. This will always come. For example, like this. Fine, and that number wouldn't be that easy that you can simply do into 100 and do it. No, it wouldn't be that easy, right? Even if you do 100, it's not divisible anywhere, right? Nothing is divisible, so it would take lots of time. Then how exactly can we do this kind of calculation, right? So here also I've got two methods. First method is approximation. Second is where you can get very precise answer by investing around 10 seconds further. All right. Look here first. First method is always there. The thing is different. In the previous question where we were finding any percentage of a number, if the options were closer, we wouldn't do rough approximation, we would directly do precise approximation. But here you would always have to do rough approximation first. Alright. For example, let us move this 100. Let us just do how we can do it. Look, roughly, just forget about hundreds or something, right? 7.5 thousand, you can say 7.5 thousand, 85,000, yes or no? Just double it. Roughly 1000, just forget about it. 7.5 double of it is 15 by 170. Yes or no? We can do that. 15 by 170. Now if it would have been 165, it would be 1 by 11. So just round it. Approximation is what? Roughly. So what I did, 7,500, 7.5 thousand, 85,000. Are you getting this? 7.5 thousand, 85,000. But 0.1 can be neglected, but here 7.5 was there, so I just doubled it so that I will get round figure. 15,000, 170,000. 15 by 170. As soon as I look at this, it's easy. Yes or no? It's easy because it is 3 5s are, it is 34 5s are. Now I know 1 by 11, 3 by 33 would be 1 by 11. Would it be more than 1 by 11 or less than 1 by 11? Are you getting it? Right now I'm explaining, that's why it would take time. But after a good amount of practice, it would take no time. I will tell you how. But before that, this is 1 by 11 roughly. It is more than 1 by 11 or lesser than 1 by 11. Look, the concept is pretty easy. In the fraction, when you increase something in the numerator, the value increases. And when you decrease the value of numerator, like 3 by 34 would be more or 4 by 34 would be more. Obviously, 4 by 34 would have greater value. 3 by 34 would be more or 2 by 34 would be more? Obviously 2 by 34 would have lesser value, right? So in numerator, if you increase the value increases, if you decrease the value decreases. But in denominator, it's the other way. It's 3 by 34 is more or 3 by 33 is more. When you make it 33, you decrease it. Are you getting this? You decrease it, the value increases. Are you getting this? So 3 by 33 would be more than this. So 3 by 33 means nothing but 1 by 11, right? That means 9.09%. Are you getting this? That would be 3 by 33, but value is more down in the denominator. So value, when you increase denominator, the value decreases. So a bit lesser than that. A bit lesser than that, you can check out the option. So 9.09%, around a bit lesser than that would be your answer. Are you getting this? Now, I would tell you how we can do it within, you are not going to get this much time, right? But because I was explaining, I took that much time. How would you do it in exam? You would simply say 7.585 would be around 15 by 170, 3 by 34, 1 by 33, 9.09% around. Fine? 9.09% around. That's it. Maybe 5 seconds. And if the options are very close, I won't think the options would be closer than that. But if the options are like 9.06, 9.03, 9.08 in case, then what you can do? Look here. Now, this is the method which you will never find anywhere. It is just the pure method of Btitude. What is the method? To maintain a particular ratio, the value of a particular ratio. For example, here, if the ratio is, I would say 3 by 5, right? 3 by 5 is the ratio. If you add 10 here, what you should add in the numerator to maintain the value of the ratio? So if you added double of 5, you should have added double of 3, 6. So the same percent, are you getting this? Whatever percent you are adding of this number, you should be adding the same percent of that number. Or in another words, 3 by 5 was 60%, right? So if you are adding 10 here, then 60% of that you have to add there, so that the value is maintained. Are you getting this? So the same percentage should have been added. Now look, what is the value? 9 by 15, which is again 3 3s are 9 and 5 3s are, so it is again 3 by 5. It's the same value. So when the value will be maintained, whatever you are adding in the denominator, you should add the same percentage in numerator. Fair enough? All right. Okay. So applying the same technique here, what we could have done, we would look basically, if we want to calculate this, what is the problem? That this number is not a round figure. If this number would have been round figure, it would have been easy. So let us make it round figure then. Let us make it 90,000. Are you getting this? 90,000. So how much I did? Around 5,000. And I know it is roughly 9%, right? So what would be the 9% of 5,000? 5,000's 9% would be 450, right? That is very easy. So if I am adding here, I should add 450 here. Are you getting this? Again, I am telling you this. I am adding 5,000 here in the numerator. I am adding 5,000. So 9% of that should have been added there as well, which is around 450. So 450 will make it 7962, and this into 100, this 20 will be cancelled. These 20 are here, and this calculation we all know. 9 into 8, 72. What is the remainder? 7.76. 9 into 8, 72. 442. 7 into 9 into 5, 45. So 8.85%. This was roughly 9.09. We know it was lesser than 9.09, but this is quite lesser, right? 8.85. But it's okay. Fine. If you check with the calculator, you will get the same kind of answer. All right then. Let's move on to the next one. How exactly we can do this one? 429.70. So roughly again, look, this is not even 1,000, right? So we'll say, okay, 400. Now we'll think in 100 terms. So maybe even let us not do anything of this. We can also think it's something like this. This is 1%, right, of this number. If we forget the 2 digits, so this is not only one method. Maybe this method would be useful here. This is 1%, right? This is half of this plus something. So more than 5%. Sorry, more than 0.5%. Are you getting this? I just thought that this is 3 digit, and that thought if I remove these 2 digits, I'll be somewhat closer to it. This is 1%, but this is even half of it, because this is 800. Half of it would be 400 plus something. So I would say 0.5% plus something. 0.5 plus something percent, maybe 0.5758, I don't know, right? If it was very close, are you getting this? If the options were very close, we would say put 80,000 here. So how much we added? Almost 100 something, right? 1100 around 1100. We added 1100. So what would be the half percent of that 1100? Half of 11, right? 5.5. So we did 5.5 there, around 6 there. So it would make it 435, right? This is something we all can do. In 200, 20 will be cancelled. 2 zeros will be cancelled here, is equal to 0.85 40, 3, 35, 8 4. So it would be 0.54%. You can check it out with the calculator, it would be very close. Fine. And this is the method you will not get anywhere in this world. Not on any YouTube videos or in any books. Alright then. Let's move on to this one. So this is what 14,000. This is what 124,000, right? 123.9 is almost 124,000. 14 by 124, right? So 7 by 62. 1/9, right? So 1/9 would be what? 11%. Are you getting this? It is 7 9s are 63. So it is around 1/9. So 11%. Around there. If the options are much closer, then we'll have to do something like this. Let's put 120 here, right? 120,000. 120,000. So we almost 4,000, right? We decreased almost 4,000 from this. What will be the 11,000 of 4,000? 11% of 4,000? 440, right? 11% will be around 440. If we decreased it here we should do minus 440. So it would be 14,000. This is 240, so 200 more. So 13,800, and then in 200, 2 zeros will be gone in 200, 2 zeros will be gone here, and 138 by 12 is pretty easy. We know the table of 12. 12 ones are 12, 1 is the remainder 18, 12 ones are 12, 6 is the remainder 11.5%. These would be pretty close. Fine, 11.5% will be pretty much there. So in case the options are closer, we'll have to take another step. Fine. Let's check it out, this one. Look, 80,000 you can say, increase it a bit. Fine, increase it a bit. This is what? 578,000, I would say 580,000. Increase it a bit too. We just increased at both the places, right? So I would say 1 by 7. Yes or no? 8 sevens are 56. Fine. Of course, it would be a bit lesser than 1 by 7, so around 14%. Around 14%. If there is more gap than, so if there is option between 13 and 15, only one option, it's done. But if there is more options in between them, we will have to calculate it. How will we calculate? We will just make a round figure here. 5 lakhs 70, let us make it 6 lakhs, right? Let us make it 6 lakhs. So we added almost 21,000 here, 21,300, whatever, 21,000. So what will be the 14% of 21,000? 2100 would be 10%, and 4% would be 210 into 4, around 1000. Just keep it 1000. Are you getting this? So it would be 3,100 roughly. If we added here 3,100, we should add here. So it would be 82,287. When you do into 100, this 20 will be cancelled. 1, 2, 3, 3 points here. And now we can do, right? 13 6 are 78. 4 was the remainder, 42. 6 7s are 42. 6 1s are 6, 2, 6 4s are. So around 13.71. What was the percent? We said 14% around. 13.714 would be around very close. And this is the method which you will not get anywhere in this world. Fine. But it is pretty easy, right? All we are doing is we are adjusting the denominator, and the same percent that we found around, if we are adding this value, if we are increasing this value, then by this 14% of that value we are increasing the upper value. If we are decreasing this value, then by 14% of that value we will decreasing the numerator. Fair enough? That is what the technique is. Pretty simple. In case and you will be finding, just check out with the calculators, these would be very close values. Fine. All right. So here 47,000, 72,000. Now here we can actually think, okay, 7,000 into what? Into 7, right? Into 7 will be more. So less than 70%. Around 65% something. Because 7 6 are 42. We know 10% of this would be 7,000. So there is not only one way that always you just, there is also this way. Like, okay, 47,000, right? 72,000, right? I just thought like that. And then I thought, okay, 10% would be 7,000. 7 into 6 would be 42. 60%. 7 into 7 will be 49. A bit more. So maybe around less than 70%, right? Maybe 67, 68. If there is only one option, 67, 68, the job is done. If there are more options, then I'll be more precise. I'll say, okay, let me approximate here 70,000. So around 2,000 I decreased. 2/3 of 2,000, right? Because 67, 68%, which is 2/3, right? So 2/3 of 2, I decreased 2,000 here. 2/3 of 2,000 will be, I would say, 1,300 something, 1,350. So if I decreased it, I should decrease it here to 1,389. Just decrease 1,389, right? Doesn't really harm much. Then look, scope of approximation always depends upon the scope of options, right? Because right now I don't have options, I would say, yeah, just put 1,389. It could be even 1,370. I didn't care. 2/3 of 2,000, roughly. So 1,389, 47,000 minus, so 47,289 minus 1,289 would be 46,000. 100 lesser than that. Sorry, yeah, we are decreasing, right? So 46,000, so 45,900. And into 100, so 2 zeros will be cancelled there, 2 zeros will be cancelled here, and this is pretty easy, right? 7 6 are 42, 3 39, 7 5 are 35, 4 40, 7 5 are 65.5%. This would be pretty close, right? We didn't know exact value, right? So this would be actually pretty close value. Yeah, it would be a bit far from this, because what we did was I didn't take care of properly this, right? I should have actually, when we decreased 2,000 here, fine. So around 65, 66% of 2,000 would be 66 of 2,000 would be 1,320. So actually I should have deducted only 1,320 here, right? If I would have deducted 1,320, it would have been more precise. So if I would deduct 1,320, let us just check it out. It was 70,000 here. So it all depends upon the options. If the options were very close to these as well, then we would have been careful, right? Then we wouldn't have just done that. So we would have done it like 1,320 if we deduct from here. 47, 472 minus 13 would be 459, and 89, just 90 minus 20 would be 70. In 200, fine, 1 0 gets cancelled here, 1 point is here. So 7 into 6, 42, 3 39, 7 5 are 35, 4 47, 47 would be 7 7s almost 6 9 something like this, 65.69%. This would be very close, right? So it all depends. If the options were not even that close, then we could have simply done it like, okay, 1389. But if the options were really close, we would just deduct 1320. We would be more careful. So I hope you are getting this. Fine. All you have to do is practice. All I can do is I can give you the guidance, I can give you the idea how this can be done. And whenever we'll be using this technique in the real exam questions, whenever in the future videos, whenever we'll be solving the question and whenever I'll be applying this, I will tell you that this is how it can be done. Alright then. What about this one? Well, again, you can actually say this is what? 1%, 5,000 something into almost 6, right? Or maybe into 5 something. So into 5 and into 6. So 5 to 6% in between, right? So maybe 5.5%. Are you getting this? Fine. What I did was I just removed 2 digits. So that this one is 5,000 something. And I thought 5,000 into 5 would be around 25,000. Plus 400 is there. So around 27,000. But this is more than that. So maybe 5.5% around. If there are more options like 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, then this won't work. Then I would do something like this. Let us do something. 5,43,000, right? Let us make it 5 lakh. 5 lakh. So we decrease this by 43,000. What will be the 5.5% of this? 10% is 4,318. So half of it would be 2,160. This is 5%. So 0.5% will be again 216. So 5.5% would be 2376. Are you getting this? So this is what you should be able to do. So roughly now, because we decrease this value, you should decrease this value as well by 2376. So it would be actually 29,000 minus 2,000 would be 27,000. 439 minus 376 would be 63. 063 into 100, 2 zeros will be cancelled. This 30 point is here, and this is something we can easily calculate. 5 5s are 25, 2 20, 5 4s are 20, 5 1s are 5, right? 1 13, 5 into 2 10. So 5.412. We said 5.5% anyway, right? I don't think options would be these close, but in case they were, we could actually find out that one as well. Look, it all depends upon your calculation speed. Like I would have taken hardly 15 seconds to calculate it to this level. Fine. And roughly this level was pretty easy. Fine. Alright, then let's try another one out. What is this? This is roughly 6,000. This is roughly 130,000. Just say like that. Right? 6,000, 130,000. So you can say 3 by 65. Fine. And this actually you can do it as well, just by multiplying by 100 also you can do, but roughly speaking it would be less than 10 half of 5%, right? 6.5 would be 10%. It is less than 5%, 4.8% something, you can say around 4.8%. Fine. You can actually here also you can say 6,000 and 129,000, like 10% would be 12, right? In itself 10% would be 12,000 something, half of it. Fine. And it is lesser than that, so maybe 4.7, 4.8% something. We don't know. In case the options are very close, like 4.75, 4.85, in case we can even go to that level, right? We can actually say, let's make it 130,000, right? 1,29,578, we'll make it 130,000. We added what, around 400. So what would be the 5% of 400? Around 5% of 420. We'll add 20 there. 6162 in 200, 2 zeros are cancelled, 2 zeros go here, and this is something we can do. 13 4s are 52, 52, then what comes? 9, 96, 13 7s are 91, 552, 4.74%. This would be pretty accurate. What we got? 4.8% roughly. 4.74% will be pretty accurate value. Pretty accurate. Fine. So this is what you will not find anywhere else. And it is nothing, right? I am sharing this method with you. So next time whenever you are doing this, you will have to, whenever you are using this technique, and getting the closest answer possible, you will have to take one coin, 1 rupee coin, and put it aside as a royalty. And when there are around 100, 200 rupees, you can always give it to me with Google Pay, Phone Pay, right? Alright. Okay then, getting this? So that would be the royalty thing. Alright then, hope this one was good as well, right? All you need to do is practice. Fine, just take any 3-4 digit number. Then downside is the denominator, take any 4, 5, 6 digit numbers. Keep calculating them. Keep checking them with calculators so that you know that how precisely you are going to do the things. Fair enough? Alright then, I hope you liked it, and if you are doing one of these courses, we are actually having online course as well. So what you can do is you can actually hit the I button and go to the video where I am explaining all the courses available for these courses. Alright then, in case still you have any queries, you can actually call on this number. Fine? Well then, or there is another way out as well. If you want to know more about this kind of tricks, all you need to do is to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that you will keep getting that notification whenever I will have new video. And if you really liked the video, if you enjoyed it, please share, like, the things, right? Comment, all those things. Alright then, keep watching, keep learning, keep enjoying.